Ahead, an epic family feud. A father and son who disagree about Trump now running against each other for political office. That debate live right here next. All right, one thing both political sides can agree on is this. Trump is polarizing. His fans love him, his critics hate him, and the debate over Trump is dividing not only the country, but even some families. 40% say they've argued with family over Trump. 16% even stopped talking to a friend or family member over Trump. Luckily, though, that hasn't happened to my next two guests. Here's David Quiroa Sr., a Trump supporter, and his son, David Quiroa Jr., a Trump critic, and they're taking their political fight to the voters of Rhode Island, running against each other for the same state House seat. Here they are today, in fact, together at City Hall, picking up their nomination papers. And the father and son are now joining me live. Thank you so much both for being here. If I may, David Jr., if I may begin with you, why do you deserve the seat over your dad?
It's not so much necessarily that I deserve it, but I'm just excited to be a part of something new and hopefully be, a new perspective in the seat.
Okay, well, let me ask you, what is your perspective that is different from your dad's perspective, or how is it different?
Well, obviously the age gap and me growing up here throughout my life and my father growing up in Guatemala, it's definitely been, two different sides to things. And so I think I definitely have a different perspective than what he would have.
All right, David Sr., let me get your take on this. How do you see your perspective being different than that of your son's, and why do you deserve that seat over him?
Well, you got to remember that I'm not only running against my son, I'm also running against the current Representative Abney. He is part of the powerful committee of finance. He's actually chairman of the finance committee. And last year in February, Representative Abney let the free pass bus program end for veterans, seniors, and people with disabilities. And I think that's an outrage. And I am going to try to get the votes of District 73 in Newport and prevent from those disadvantaged to suffer under these political regime that we have had in Rhode Island for the last 80 years has been democratically controlled. But Dave, and that's a major problem.
Let me ask you, though, your perspectives, because I know that you, sir, are a Trump supporter. Your son is not a Trump supporter or opposes the policies that President Trump is pursuing on a national level. What is the biggest argument that two of you have had over President Trump's policies and actions since he's been in office? David Sr., I'll let you go first this time.
Well, of course, it's going to go back to immigration. I mean, my son is first generation. Kind of first generation. I was born in the United States, but I grew up in Guatemala and then returned to the U.S. So I see immigration in a very different perspective. And I also don't think that the immigration issue, it's only an issue that has to be dealt with in the U.S.
So do you agree with President Trump? Do you agree with the zero tolerance policy that was in place and then ultimately rescinded?
Well, absolutely. I agree that we need to have our borders secure and safe. Otherwise, the holiday we're going to be celebrating tomorrow is irrelevant.
Okay.
We need to secure our freedom.
David Jr., I give you a chance to respond as well. Go ahead.
In that sense, I disagree a little bit because, for the land of opportunity, I feel this place is essentially a haven for the rest of the world, where we're an example to the world. And for us to not let people come in, I think, is a tad ridiculous.
There's got to be a process, of course.
Let me ask you guys really quickly, though. One of the most important voters, if not the most important voter in this district, is obviously David Sr., your wife, your mom, David Jr. Yeah. Can you guys tell us which way she's leaning? Is she an undecided voter at this stage, or has she made up her mind?
I think that she's probably going to vote for my son because she's the mama, I'm pretty sure she's going to vote for him. And in fact, that day I'm actually going to vote for my son as well, just because he's my son. But I'm determined to win this race. I'm going to defeat my son, and I'm going to defeat Rep. Abney because it's time for real leadership. We need a balance in power at the State House. The Democrats have controlled the state. We're not going to be the ocean state anymore. We're going to be the state in the bottom of the ocean if we don't change the direction of the state that is in right now.
And Junior, what do you make of your mom expressing her vote for you? What do you think of that?
I mean, she says she might vote for me, but at the end of the day, it's her decision, and she might surprise us both by voting for the other candidate. So we really don't know.
First of all, before I let you go, David Sr., I know that you're wearing your Trump socks. Is that right? Is that a good luck sign that we have them up on the screen there?
It is my good luck garment that I always wear when I'm in interviews or when I'm in
Junior, what do you think of those socks? You got any socks like that or no?
No, I think they're a tad silly, but if they make him feel good, then there's nothing I can say about that.
All right, we're going to have to end it there, gentlemen. Thank you both very much. David Sr.